The wounded masculine. Since I opened this field up, it's really an immense field. And when the wounded masculine is active, for example, in a relationship, he will make the feminine feel unprotected and actually push her to be in her wounded masculine too. So she'll become harder, she'll become tougher, she will become anxious in the system. So the wounded masculine is really the polar opposite of safety. It's really corruptible and pushy, aggressive. There's so many different levels with the wounded masculine, which we're going to dive into in this webinar series. And each of the webinars will go through different aspects of the wounded masculine to really allow him to go back into balance. And when I talk about him, I'm talking about within all of us, women and men, of how our feminine and masculine interact with each other and how they trust each other. And then we're going to be going into the gifts of the masculine. So when you connect into, and that was the homework yesterday, to really ask your ancestors to bring up all the wounds and the traits, belief systems of the masculinity within your family line, your country, your town, belief systems about what a man is in a relationship, what a man is as being a father in the system, a husband, and tap into that knowledge, that subconscious programming, which is in your system, and let it come up. And then we'll reset the whole system. We were born with roots, with all the traits, with all the wounds in them. So what we're doing within this work is cleaning the basement, cleaning out the roots, and then you're rebuilding your house. But before you rebuild the house, you have to strip down the foundation and know what's in your foundation. So that's why I was asked by Spirit to work with the wounded feminine, the wounded masculine, the gifts of the feminine for building the system, building the house, the gifts of the masculine for building the house. So first, we need to take a look into our systems, into our foundation, and see what is our foundation built with. And when you open up a field with intention, each of these webinars, I'm setting up an intention to open a field up of information. And when you set the intention to open up the wounded masculine in a very detailed way, everything that's in your foundation, your roots, which I mean when I say your roots, you are talking about the roots of all the ancestors, your ancestors, because they're within you. So the programming is within you. The wounds are within you from your ancestors and then from yourself. So we're resetting the foundation and then we're rebuilding the system, the divine masculine on a soul level, what is right for your soul. So I'm looking forward to going into these fields over the weekend. If you can't make the actual time of the webinar, they then are recorded and you can watch them at your convenience. And then also they're meant to be repeated a few times so you can drop into the information and it will keep revealing what your system's ready to open. And even record, if you look back at the webinar recordings from 2-3 years ago, maybe there's something that your system's calling you to watch again so you can drop back into the frequencies because now you're ready to let all the system information of the gifts into your system. So the webinars work in a way that it's clearing the resistance from the system. And then there's a point where you're able to really embody the information so you can get all the results in your system. And that is why I'm always saying, I get from Spirit, records the webinars and then repeat them a few times as they go deeper into your system. Each time you watch it, it'll go deeper and you'll immerse with the information and you make it your own. So looking forward to seeing you over the weekend as we go deeper into the wounded masculine and reset our basement, our foundation, so we can reset our divine masculine and the gifts of the masculine in a really pure way and conscious way, bringing the subconscious programming up, the traits up of the masculine, and then resetting the system. So I look forward to doing that with you over the weekend. and have a beautiful day. Thank you for all your support.